things dirty. Dungeons and Dragons, this world's not blurry. From comics to movies, he's got it all. He's an Outpost nerd living in a geeky world with his lightsaber shining. He's a Star Wars swerve through galaxies and adventures. He'll take you there, take you there. He's an Outpost nerd, no one can compare. Nerd power. Yeah, he's the king of nerds, catching nothing.
What's up, all my nerd geeks and dweebs, and welcome to a Saturday night special transmission from the Outpost Nerd. I am the nerd of the Outpost, and I hope everyone had a great 4th of July and is having a good weekend. See, tonight, I just wanted to stream. I just wanted to stream tonight. I ain't been streaming nearly as much as I should. But, tonight I'm gonna just talk about things. But one thing I want to talk about is it's a movie I actually liked. It's a movie that came out recently that I actually like. Hey, Duke, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. I don't think I've seen you in chat. Welcome. John, thank you. Always supporting me. Appreciate it, buddy. But I just watched Axel F, the new Beverly Hills Cop movie. I watched it yesterday, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun throwback to a genre we don't see much anymore. I thought it was a well-balanced mix of nostalgia with a modern take of the setting. I thought it really showed that Eddie Murphy can still, he's still funny. It was a great. They brought back some of the main cast. They brought back John Astin as Taggart and Judge Reinhold as Rosewood, and the comedic timing between the three. Oh, dude, cool. That's cool. I'm the owner of the Greenville Discord. Missed a lot. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for being here. Wow, that's cool. But I hope everyone had a good 4th before I get too much into the back into it. I have Daisy. Hey, thanks for being here. I have a tradition that I do every 4th of July, and it's watching one of my favorite movies of all time. I love The Music Man. I'm a musical nerd. For those of you who don't know, I have my associates in theater. I've done a couple I was able to do a couple plays. I was able to do one musical. I did cabaret in college. But one of my dream roles is to play Marcellus Washburn in The Music Man so I can sing the Shapoopy. That would be my dream role. This is Robert Preston and oh, my nose. Sorry. Hold on, about to sneeze. He's had a few bums, but I love oh gosh, he's done so many good movies. But I love, my favorite is, I have to say, Beverly Hills Cop 3. I liked Beverly Hills Cop 3. I thought it was a lot of fun. My mom's got a curse essentially every time she sees anyone something bad happens. That's funny. But Music Man, this is the original Music Man. In 2003, they did a remake with um, Matthew Broderick and Kristen Chenoweth. Um, it was good, but not. It didn't have the big, epic orchestral feeling that the original one does. It's Preston and Shirley Jones playing Harold, Professor Hill, and Marion the Librarian. And funny thing is, Shirley Jones actually found out she was pregnant right before she sang. They filmed Marion the Librarian scene. So when she was being thrown around, danced around by all the gentlemen in the library, she's actually a few weeks pregnant with her first child. This it the music means a lot to me. I love 76 trombones. I love the Shapoopy. It's just a lot of great music. They got a lot of great characters in it. And funny enough, for all you old classic TV lovers, the guy who played the constable, his name's Charles Lane. He played in the in Petticoat Junction. Let me find his name. Can't remember his name. Oh, what was the kid? Hold on, gotta Google it. He was the. Let me see. Stupid. He played Homer Bedloe, the man who wants to shut down the train in the first few episodes of Petticoat Junction, which is another classic TV show that I absolutely love. The only one she can watch is Shrek because you can't see him. Didn't believe it till she had a crash. All good, no injuries, no spoke with the car. Good, that's good. The one time she saw his movie before going out. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But yeah, so I watch this movie every 4th of July. It's set during the 4th of July. So that's one reason. And the music is just that big band style that I played in high school. I haven't actually seen Cool Hand Luke, I don't think. I was just watching today McClintock with John Wayne. Great cast. One of John Wayne's best. It's actually free on YouTube due to some issues with the copyright of the music for the movie. Watch another John Wayne, Rio Bravo, with him and Dean Martin. Great, another great movie. There's just the difference is old style Hollywood, from the 60s to the 30s to the 60s. They didn't push agendas like they do now. I love the Mark of Zorro, just that swashbuckling adventure kind of thing. Some of my one of my favorite movies, I should say, is the Antonio Banderas, Anthony Hopkins movie, The Mask of Zorro. I absolutely love that. I love the music to it. The dancing scene between him and Catherine Zeta-Jones is amazing. She actually said she's Welsh. Catherine Zeta-Jones is Welsh, playing a Spanish noblewoman in Zorro, and people thought she was actually Spanish after that movie. But it's just I'm getting tired of superhero movies, and I think a lot of people are getting tired of it. There's one movie, no matter what the point it is, no matter at the time, no matter the channel, my mom, Shawshank, yes. Um, funny, Clancy Brown, who played the guard in Shawshank, he's been the voice of Mr. Krabs for 20 ever since like 99, since like whenever they started SpongeBob. He's been voice of Mr. Krabs ever since he was the Kurgan in the Highlander movies. He was the bad guy in the Highlander movies, and Sergeant Zim, the drill instructor in um the first Starship Troopers, and he came back and voiced Sergeant Zim, if I'm not mistaken, in the Roughnecks, the Starship Trooper Chronicles, the CGI animated um, TV show for. Let me see. Let me see. That was him. Yep, he came back. He came back. Just play Guns N' Roses song Civil War. It stops with one. Oh, I'll add that to the list. Pushing a message is the reason I've been watching mostly animes, documentaries, and older movies. Oh God, yeah. If you go back to, I think it was maybe my second or third live stream, Duke. I talked about She-Hulk. I know One Piece. I just One Piece. I'm so far behind. I'm just past the time skip, so I have so far. I'm thinking, honestly, in my opinion, uh, One Piece needs to end. They need to finally answer the question that we've been asking since what 1998, 1999. What is the One Piece? They really need to end it. Clancy Brown, yeah, he's great. He's the voice of Lex Luthor in Batman the Animated Series, and I mean Superman the Animated Series, and it's him, his voice, um, Kevin Conroy's Batman, and Superman. Their voices, when I read the comics, those are the voices I hear. His Lex Luthor to me is um the best rendition of the character. Hey Wookie, what's up? Yes, I think they should have ended because you basically killed off three of your big characters with Black Widow, Iron Man, Captain America, and you turned Thor into a clown. I hate Ragnarok. I hate Thor Ragnarok because to me, I think Thor Ragnarok came out right after Guardians of the Galaxy. I think somewhere around there. They came out around the same time. How am I sounding, by the way? I'm getting some lag on my end in StreamYards. But I understand that Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, um, Taki Watiti. He's a great director. Okay, thank you. Um, he's funny. Jojo Rabbit is one of the funniest movies. Like, like 10 minutes of everyone like walking into a room saying Heil, Heil, because he wanted to show the craziness of the whole German 1940s idea. I'm not going to say the name, but that man should never. And he was funny in what is that Ryan Reynolds um video game movie? Um, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? What was that video game movie where Ryan Reynolds plays the Avatar, like in a Free Guy? Yes, thank you, Duke. I kept wanting to say Fall Guy. I'm like, no, that's not it. Or New Guy. Couldn't. Yeah, I mean, he was great. He's a great actor. He's funny. He does the comedic aspect well. He played Kurg very well in Ragnarok, or Korg in Ragnarok. But the man needs to stick with comedy. He does not need to be. He does not need to fucking direct action movies and stuff like that. He's funny. Stick with what he's good at. Ragnarok was trying to be too much of a comedy like Guardians because Guardians was such a big hit when it came out. It brought the comedic aspect and kind of the absurdity that you saw in the comics with the Guardians. Because I mean, you're working with a talking raccoon and a giant talking tree. It's gonna be the universe is crazy, and it brought that craziness into the MCU. But then they tried to do it. They tried to be well. Oh, love it! Don't get me started on Love and Thunder. You finally bring back Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, and kill her off. Come on. But Ragnarok, they tried they couldn't balance the emotional and the comedy. Oh yeah. Okay, like drop that and yeah, they really did push him to kind of the forefront um after Iron Man died, which ain't gonna lie, got me. That got me when I saw it in theaters. Holy crap. But in Love and Thunder, there's an actual alternate version where Zeus helps uh, Thor. He teaches him that we're both lightning gods, basically, and our power doesn't come from our items; it comes from within us, which is something I thought he fucking learned in Ragnarok. Oh yeah, yeah. Um, I can agree with that, Wookie. Yeah. Um, the only thing I loved about Love and Thunder is Hercules is played by Brett Goldstein, Roy Kent from Ted Lasso. That is the funniest bit of casting I've ever seen. But it, and if you look at and think of this, guys, I don't know if anyone noticed this, but at the end, when Thor and the little girl are running out of the spaceship, it is a purple RV with wings, right? It is the Eagle 5 from fucking Spaceball painted purple. That's all it is. It's the same exact ship from Spaceballs back. Mel Brooks classic, love it. Take on Star Wars and all that fun shit. But it's the Eagle 5 Lone Star's ship from Spaceballs painted purple. But yeah, after seeing She-Hulk and just getting tired after finishing, I basically gave up superhero movies, mostly Disney movies. Yeah. Okay, in She-Hulk, there is not a single competent male character. They changed She-Hulk's personality way too much because in the comics and cartoons, when she's Jen Foster, she's meek, she's shy, she's a normal young lady. But when she becomes She-Hulk, she's supposed to be confident, oozing sexuality and oozing confidence. And basically, it's She-Hulk, the TV show. It's Jen Foster painted green, and I despise the first episode of She-Hulk. I despise it with a passion. When she's sitting there, when Bruce is trying to teach her everything she needs to know about being a Hulk. This is a man who has sacrificed everything for the universe. Okay. The thing that, and it started with when she wakes up and all of a sudden his arm is fixed from the snap. When he snapped, he lost the use of his arm. So it gets using her gamma irradiated blood, he's able to fix it. And he's going on, this is fascinating. Your blood metabolizes gamma radiations differently than mine. I was able to use it to fix my arm. She literally looks at him right then and there. You just met this character 5 minutes earlier. And she's like, oh, so I'm better than you. And he looks at her, he's like, no, just different, but in a better way, different in a better way. It's like, oh my God, you're going to be this kind of bitch. And then he's trying to teach her how to control her anger, through meditation, like he learned. And she goes on about the spiel about how she's smarter than every man around her, that if she has to be on her guard all the time, because if she gets catcalled and says anything, she'll be labeled hard to work with. And then she says the stupidest line, or even killed. And Bruce is just looking at her like, seriously? Not realizing Jen should know all this. Bruce is, as a young boy, saw his drunk father abuse and eventually kill his mother. Bruce would run to Jen's house and hide there, so she knew all this was going on. And then he finally overcomes all that to become the top scientist in his field. Finds a beautiful woman, and I wish they would bring back Betty Ross. They're bringing Thunderbolt back, General Ross back. They should bring Betty back. I'd love to see the MCU version of her, because Liz Hurley. I wish they would have kept going with the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton and Liz Hurley. I mean, not Liz Hurley. Oh God, I am so. Liz Tyler. Oh my God, I cannot believe I forgot that. But he gets all that, becomes top of his fields, get a beautiful girlfriend, only to be blown up, doused in gamma radiation, have his entire life hijacked by this green monster, lose his girlfriend, gets hunted across the world by her father, who ends up becoming the secretary. He was like the secretary of the state defense or something like that. It is crazy. And then she has the audacity to tell him basically that doesn't mean anything. Nothing he has learned from these years of being a Hulk matters to her. Dude, Hulk has some great stories. We got no Professor Hulk, no World War Hulk, no Scar. Not yet, dude. They introduced Scar in the last 5 seconds of the She-Hulk series, and he looks like a little bitch. We're getting the Red Hulk. Harrison Ford is going to play the Red Hulk. I don't know if we're going to get Atom Bomb, who's the Blue Hulk. Wookie, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, She-Hulk, the way She-Hulk couldn't even beat her own bad guys. She-Hulk had to break the fourth wall. Tyler, yes. I get you. They're trying, and my God, they are failing. You know, it seemed like Disney, and last week we found out why Disney is failing at this. They're not. They're so far into DEI with the release of James O'Keefe's undercover videos. We're seeing why they're failing. Oh, love me some Sprite. But it's with a company the size of Disney, there's no way. They don't care about losing money because they're making head over fist in all these other endeavors. They don't care about Star Wars. The directors have even said they don't care. You know, Leslie Headland, she doesn't fucking care. Sprite and soda and tea, they keep me from going insane. You know, everyone has that one thing, like, you know, it's bad for you, but I don't. You say to yourself, it's bad for you, but I don't fucking care. Some people it's chocolate. Some people it's like other desserts. Me, it's like Sprite and sweet tea. I'm a Southern boy. I gotta have me some Milo sweet tea, which reminds me, in the morning I have to go get some more. How often, Wookie, have we heard over the past 4 years? It seems like every quarter we hear a new story, a new Yellow Flash video. Oh, Kathleen Kennedy is about to be fired. I will believe it when I see it. It is so stupid what they are trying to do. I hate them just ruining shows that we love. It makes me want to say,
What the hell is the world coming to?
that's the question. That's the question that needs answered. What the hell is the world coming to when we're not allowed to escape? We're not allowed to just step away from the politics of the day. Politics is so ingrained in everything, every little thing. Like I remember I was a fan of the first 2 seasons of Supergirl. Liked it. I liked seeing the but it's like the last 2 or 3 seasons I stopped watching. Like at the end of the second season, they had Linda Carter as the the female president. But then but when a certain female candidate lost, they bring in Bruce Boxleitner from Babylon 5 and Tron as a male president and make him the bad guy. You said One Piece you just got to the time skip. The first arc I feel is one of the best race relation allegories I've seen. People don't like it because I got to the start of the Fishman Island, I think it was called. I love seeing the new versions of the characters. I love like Usopp being a buff guy. I love yes, but then you have dubbers like Funimation and Crunchyroll in America who, when they dub it, they put it back in. And I, for one, my eyesight, I have a bad stigmatism in one eye, so I can't read subtitles. I can't do subs. I have to do dubs. And this whole dub versus sub debate, I think, is just bullshit. Oh yeah, and whole like say one thing about the Japanese. Um, uh, they know how to they don't know how to draw women. But when they draw women, yes, their women can be sexy, but they're still badass. They're like Nami and Robin, they're badasses. In poor Celerina, but yeah, it's all pipe dream for us nerds. Guess, and that's what I say. You know, I'm very like pro creators. You know, I think like if someone's gonna bitch and moan, create your own thing. If you don't like something, go create your own thing. That's the only way that you will ever get something that you absolutely love 100% is if you go do it yourself. That's why I support these comic book writers who go off and do their own thing. I don't agree with them politically or like I don't agree with all their stuff, but I'm not going to agree with everything. Show me someone who agrees with someone 100%, I'll show you a cult member, you know. It's it's like Steve Gosney, you know, from LawTube, you know, great guy, love listening to his stuff. He has a book that just came out that check out Jessica Reloaded's channel if you want to hear she reads she does readings of it. This stupid keyboard warrior feminist sexist bitch from the Miami Herald writes this horrible review of it, calling it sexist and all sorts of I'll show you. Let me bring up the tweet. Let me bring up the share screen. This is what she says. Women are sex objects in a sadomasochistic novel written in February by an attorney who just hired to train Miami prosecutors in Miami. I bet she didn't even read the fucking book. This is just a woman who gets off and on destroying people who actually are creating something. Exactly. I like this. The overall message, if we want to move on from the past, we need to leave the past where it is. Don't push the pain of the past on future generations, or else you get these people who are think it's a trend. These professional complainers, these professional victims. Victimhood is now a fucking industry, multi-million-dollar industry, going back for decades to like Al Sharpton and all those assholes. Here's what I wrote, and I'll read you some of the other tweets. She got fucking destroyed in this. I said, you are one of the reasons the arts and journalism is dead in America. You use the second hide behind and push agendas. If I'm ever in Miami, I won't use toilet paper. I will use the Miami Herald to wipe the shit off my ass with, because that's all you are good for. And you know what? I mean every word of it. I'm also here. It's assholes like you who think just because you write at a rag like Miami Herald, you can do nothing but criticize creators who actually produce. You closed-minded, sexist, feminist pile of trash. And I don't. This is a man who made something of himself and used the experience to create a story. Who does she think she is to degrade anyone else's story? Here's Jessica's Reloaded. She knows more about the actual written in the book than me. You're missing the whole point. Steve was able to use his real life experience and creative writing and publish a fictional novel. Are you actually this dense? As a conservative woman, even I understand this and appreciate his work. Guess what? It's a great book. I've read it twice already, and it really demonstrates what happens around us every day. Women like you are precisely the reason why I hate women. Your insecurity is shown. Women like you are the problem with society. She ain't wrong. I started talking and I was muted. Oh, hell yeah. Dubs have, from like the late 80s, early 90s. Oh, hell yeah. The dubbing has gotten so much better. The process of it is streamlined so much. People actually understand it, what needs to be done, can actually do it well. I've gone back to watch like Macross or Gundam Wing or late 80s, early 90s dubs, and it's the mouths don't even match. Yeah, they've gotten so much better. Yes, Trigun, the original Trigun is one of my favorite animes of all time. Yeah, that's actually Johnny Young Bush, who's one of the I think he was the second Black Power Ranger. Yeah. He went on to do Bleach, and he's since Funimation fucked over Vic Mignogna, he's taken over Broly. But yeah, Trigon is a great western. Yeah, I like enemies like the Big O, Gundam Wing, which was my first venture into Gundam. But I also like G Gundam, the one where wars aren't fought anymore. Every country has their own Gundam, which is themed after their country, and like Neo Japan is like this samurai Ronin warrior kind of thing. France is this really amazing like duelist. Yeah, he is. And you know what? The great thing about Johnny was when he took over for Broly, he understood that there was going to be some people who were not going to like him, some Vic fans, but Vic, you know, Vic is great. I've written to Vic a couple times. Hope to meet him one day. He's actually said, "Hey guys, Johnny's a friend of mine. Go support him." So there's no bad blood between them with Johnny taking over as Broly. But like in G Gundam, the French Gundam is this. He has like his saber is like a rapier. He has his Gundam has this off the shoulder um, cape like thing that opens up and shoots roses that are like laser uh, individual laser turrets. The American Gundam is a boxing type Gundam. Um, really, the Canadian one I remember is this big mountain bear kind of thing. Oh, Ed and Ed and Broly are two of my favorite characters that he done. He did a great mini series, fan made Star Wars, God, Star Trek kind of mini series called Star Trek Continues, where he plays Kirk. Um, Chris Doohan, actually son of James Doohan, played Scotty. Grant Imahara played before he passed, rest his soul, one of my favorite Mythbusters, played Sulu. Um, Chuck Huber played McCoy. Oh, where where's it? Where's oh god, where's it? What's his name? Uh Todd Habercorn played Mr. Spock. Great casting. They even had some of the original cast members, like the guy who played Apollo in one of the original episodes came back and played the character. I love voice acting, dude. Voice acting to me is just such an amazing art form. Um, I love Rob Paulson, Jim Cummings, Maurice LaMarche, Kevin Conroy, God rest his soul. Kevin Conroy told one of my, I've shared this on the channel before, one of my favorite stories at a convention that I saw was Kevin Conroy was from New York, and when 9/11 happened, he wanted to volunteer. So they asked him, said, well, we have enough people in the pit. We need people in the kitchen? Do you have any restaurant experience? Of course, he's like, I'm an actor. Of course, I have restaurant experience. So he was put on the night shift at the Ground Zero kitchens, and he's standing there. They're standing in their kitchen cooking, and one of the guys asked him. He say, "So what do you do for a living?" I'm a lawyer. What do you do for a living? And Kevin says, "Well, I'm an actor." And the guy's like, "You're Batman. You're that Kevin Conroy." And he's like, "Yeah." He runs out, and it's very somber. It's just smoke still coming out of the pit. All these firemen and first responders just covered in dust coming in to eat late at night. Just a somber mood. The guy runs out when he finds out who Kevin is. Says, "Hey guys, guess who's been making your dinner this past week? It's Batman." And you hear in this thick North New Yorker accent from the tables, "Bullshit. Make him prove it." And Kevin from the kitchens does his iconic lines. "I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman." One of I can watch Perchance to Dream where he does that line. No, it's not Perchance to Dream. I can't remember the episode, but he does that line. I can watch it over and over again, still get cheers. And when he does that line, everyone just goes silent, and you hear the guy says, holy shit, it is Batman. And everyone started cheering, and it just changed the mood. And the guy looks at Kevin and says, "What is it like to be Santa Claus?" And I don't, and a lot back then, we didn't, the internet wasn't as big as it blew up in like mid 2000, 2006, 2007. I graduated high school in 2006, and I was on the tail end of the days where you couldn't go and Google the stuff you needed to do for a research paper. You had to go look for the books in the library. But excuse me. Uh, I had a little experience like that one summer while I was working summer classes at my college in theater. We were doing a summer thing, and a few months earlier we had done a night of 10-minute plays. I've shared this story before, but I love sharing it because it makes me happy. So screw it. I'll share it again. I'll share it. You'll probably hear me if I want to say it next time. But I get called for jury duty one summer, so I have to miss a few classes. So I'm in the jury selection room, and I'm sitting there reading my book. The only chair left to sit in the entire room is beside me. And I'm reading, and this young lady sits beside me. And a few months before, back up a little bit, a few months before, we had done a night of 10-minute plays. Of course, being the nerd I am, I picked a little superhero themed 10-minute play. And when about 4 or 5 of us students, we went off, we produced, we directed, we casted, we created these little plays, and then came back together, did a showcase of them. Big hit, people loved them. So the young lady and I start talking. She's real cute. I was trying to get her number. Didn't quite work out, but she asked me what I do. I said, "Well, I'm a full-time theater student at Gulf Coast." And when I said that, she started, "Oh, I love the theater. I love going out there to the theater. It's great. Me and my friends go all the time when they have um shows on us." She's like, "I love that night of 10-minute plays they just did." And when she said that, it perked my ear up. I said, "Oh, really? Which one was your favorite?" She said, "I love that superhero one." She said, "I laughed my butt off during that." And I started laughing when she said that. And she looked at me, she's like, "What?" I said, "I directed that one." And she's like, "Really? It was so good. You should." And that moment of like recognition of knowing what we were doing at our college, just a bunch of students learning how to do this stuff. It made me realize what we're doing really matters. And I got to go back to class the next day. I didn't get selected, thank God, or would have had to miss I would have had to drop out the summer classes, I think. But they I was just mind blown and I got to go back and tell them how much what we did matters to the community. Yeah, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. I cannot count how many times watching like the Namek saga up right until Goku steps out of the spaceship onto Namek, and then it goes back to the start, just because they were having I guess, taking so long to dub it, and then finally the battle between Goku and the Ginyu Force. You're like, about freaking time. But yeah, I won't watch anything with Sean Schimmel in now. Well, I'll watch Dragon Ball Z now, but that's it. I won't watch any other of his bullshit. Him and Sonny Strait can go straight to hell for all I care, and Chris Sabat. But I didn't ever got into Team 4-Star because Goku is not a deadbeat dad. Goku was always there for his kids when he was alive, but he died protecting. And this is where I think Dragon Ball Super has just really fucked up the character of Goku. They made him from a guy who wants to get strong to protect his friend and family to just this punch drunk idiot who wants to see himself. Oh, I want to be stronger than everyone else. I want to fight the strongest person for the sake of fighting. I don't think Goku was ever like that. I wanted to enlist. but I've had 3 knee surgeries and couldn't. I wanted to enlist in the Air Force. But when the doctor told me he couldn't sign off on military service due to my knee, oh God, I broke down. Because in that 1-2 letter word, no, my entire life plans went up in smoke. Oh, don't get me started. I love Critical Role, the first season specifically, the first campaign. Every night I put on a video of the first campaign and go to sleep to it. Um, yeah, I that's good. I'm glad because uh, I think Goku. I love it how King Kai describes him in one of the dubs as a man with a heart as pure as crystal. Uh, so Goku, yeah, Goku. Like, how many of those standalone movies was it with Gohan getting kidnapped, and plus the first battle with the Raditz? I wish they would bring back Raditz. I honestly wish. I wonder how they're going to continue with the death of Kira Toriyama. God, that was sad. I wonder how they're going to continue that. But yeah, it's like during the Dead Zone where Chi-Chi tried to kick their ass. Chi-Chi was going all out to protect Gohan, but she gets her ass kicked. She gets knocked out from behind, and you see just Goku run up to her when he comes back from fishing. Just the concern on his face. It shows that he loves his family. And I think Super has really taken that away. I really think they've changed the character and not really. Yeah, I mean, they're complete idiots and everything else, but when it comes to fighting, holy shit. And why are they always almost like asexual? Like, they'd rather. There's no, like, they're never attracted to any. In any way to any woman. Um, yeah, so it's just. Super is. It's the natural continuation of the plot, Goku is now, by the end of Z, Goku has fought these cosmic villains to the point where there's nowhere else to go. So Super, it takes him into the divinity aspect of the universe and him having to fight those kind of, and the multiple universes. It's the natural progression of the story. God, I hate allergies. It's flight sexual is the joke's most. Yeah, I can see that. You know how, like, basically Goku and Chi-Chi fell in love during the final martial arts tournament in Dragon Ball. I can see that. Um, I eh, I just think they really dumbed down Goku too much in Super, and I'm just wondering where they're now gonna go. Is not Frieza one of the most racist characters ever written? Oh my god. I enjoyed the Tournament of Power. I love it when God, hold on. I love it when Goku finally goes Ultra Instinct and it's just it looks like he's Oh, I'm not even gonna highlight that, Duke. I can't even highlight that. Yeah, but he I love when, like, the gods of destruction stand in respect to Goku for finally um mastering Ultra Instinct, and it's just the music and the fight with Jiren is one of my favorite fight scenes because it's like he's not even moving, but it's so fast. Not even us as the audience can keep up with it. And you know what? Supposedly, you know how they mention, Beerus mentions there was like what 16, 18 other universes in total at one point before Zeno deleted, erased them all. Supposedly, there's like I don't know if they're going to do this. I haven't watched like Dragon Ball. I know there's some like there's some things after Super where like a multiverse. I can't remember the name of it. But when you have like you have Super Saiyan 4 Monkey Goku show up, you have all these different like multiverse versions of the characters. Supposedly that was because the way 17 he wished for all the universes to be um that were erased to be brought back. It brought back all the other universes. It's fan theory. So all of them, not just the other 11 that were erased. Yeah, a good. I love that. A good fight will have me shaking. Jiren versus Goku, 17 and Frieza is stellar. Yeah, it's one of the best fights in Dragon Ball. I think maybe one of the best fights in anime. Yeah, superheroes was that movie that followed Piccolo and Gohan versus Supercell and um, Dr. Giro's grandson. I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really the style was different than what we see. It was, if I'm not mistaken, fully computer CGI. Um, I love seeing Gohan finally get back into into a fight. Gohan was always one of my favorite characters. I understand Toriyama created him to he wanted to get away from Goku. That's why he wasn't involved in GT because he was tired of the characters, which is understandable. But these are characters that fucking made you a legend, made you a millionaire, dude. Why would you? I understand. Artists are sometimes weird. We artists are sometimes weird. But I love seeing Piccolo Orange. Power Creep was one out in the final of the series. Oh, but I'm just wondering where about the future. I've seen a bunch of comics. This guy will do like what if comics. It might be that guy. I'll check it out. But he did one where it's a whole series like what if Goku wished his family back, and like he goes to the other world and wishes Raditz, Guinea, and Bardock back, and brings him home, brings him to Earth to live, where they meet his family. Guinea is just gushing over Chi Chi, and then like they're at dinner, and then Gohan shows up, sees Raditz, and just goes like he wants to murder Raditz for what he did to him as a kid. And there's another one where Trunks wants to meet his grandfather, wants to meet King Vegeta. So Vegeta wishes back his father, and his father is just like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You're a Saiyan prince, and you marry this Earthling, and you have a half breed son." It's horrible, but it's a lot of cool what if questions. It's like the Marvel what ifs, but with Dragon Ball Z. It's really great. I'll have to find him and share him in one stream. But that's why I think reason I think anime is getting so big in the West. It's because it allows for that escape that Hollywood refuses to give. That's why in Axel F, they make fun of like the wokeness that has has just infested Hollywood. Um, but it was a great movie. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll do my usual 2 weeks and do a review video. But it was finally a great escape. I think that's the reason that Top Gun Maverick did so well, was because it didn't push an agenda. It just pushed a story. It pushed fun. Other than Maverick being a blatant ripoff of the trench run from Star Wars. Oh yeah. You see that a lot with like Oolong. Um, is the piggy from Journey to the West? Yeah, because actually, the Monkey King's name is Sun Wukong, and what is Goku's surname? Goku is Sun Goku, and oh my god, I love that. I love that. It's the Funimation dub where uh, Frieza has just needlessly killed Krillin, and it's what pushes Goku over the edge. And Frieza he sees Goku transforming, and he's freaking out. He's like, "Holy shit! This is the Super Saiyan that I've been scared of all my life." And he asked me like, "Who are you?" Goku responds, like, and it's the only time we hear this in the the dub. He's like, "I am Son Goku, ally to good, nightmare to you," and it's just this him like his eyes are just white in rage. Oh, it's so cool. One of my favorite moments in Dragon Ball. Yeah, yeah. I've seen a lot of movies like Journey to the West that are just like based off that. It's a great, yeah. He's the one. If I could choose a beast, it would be Goku from Naruto. Who was he the Four Tails? Yeah, he was Four Tails. Had to look it up. I haven't watched that. I haven't watched Naruto in a long time. I enjoyed Naruto. Boruto, can't stand. I think he's a little shit. I hate what they did to the Hidden Leaf Village by turning into like this huge metropolis. I think Naruto is now a deadbeat dad. Hinata deserved a better husband. But the thing with Naruto, they knew when to end it. And that's what I don't like about with some animes, they know when to end it, but others I watched it for like the first 2 seasons, I think, and just maybe I'll give it another chance. I just couldn't get into it. Oh, cool story. The American voice actor for Sasuke is named Yuri Lowenthal. Great voice actor. Did Teenage Ben and Ben Tennyson so one day I follow him on Twitter. One day he says something about Trump kicking off a journalist from the tarmac. Well, this journalist was gonna ambush him with some stuff, so they sent her off. But I said, Obama did the same thing, which he did. Some journalist wrongly wanted to ambush Obama, so it got word, and they kicked him off the tarmac. And Yuri didn't like that. He started going at me. I started going at him. This is about a year after Hurricane Michael hit my hometown. Category 5 hurricane nearly wiped my town off the map. For those of you who don't know, I live up in Northwest Florida, and back in 2018, Hurricane Michael hit my hometown directly. First direct hit of a hurricane on my town in 50 years. Up until early that morning, it was October 10th. I'll never forget this day as long as I live. It was a Category 3 out in the Gulf, still a Category 3. Well, when it got near land, it revved up to Category 5. It's one of the strongest storms to ever hit the continental United States. Hit my hometown directly. Guys, I have been through hurricanes. I've lived in the same coastal town my entire life. I have never experienced a hurricane hit during the day. It hit around 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning. All the other hurricanes I've experienced in my life hit during the night. So I would try to sleep through it. If Hurricane Michael had hit at night, I would have done just that, tried to sleep through it. And I'm not exaggerating this, guys. I would have probably died. Because we live on a lake. We think a twister came through, tore out part of our roof, and our drywall and our ceiling started getting wet. And so we have water coming through the fixtures. So me and my dad are scrambling through, going through rooms that have water coming through the fixtures, trying to save electronics. I go into my room, grab my laptop, and shut the door. And right after I shut the door, I hear a crash. The entire ceiling in my room had caved in. Where I'm sitting right now was under 2 or 3 feet of drywall. My bed covered in drywall. And drywall, I don't know if anyone's had much experience with drywall. I learned drywall gets fucking heavy. Heavy as hell when it gets wet. It could have crushed me. So he and I were going back and forth, and I guess he noticed the town on my Twitter account because he messages me and says, "Hey, are you okay?" And he was concerned because of the hurricane. So now, and it's been a couple years now, I can message him, and I always have his wife is also a voice actor, Tara Platt. I can ask, hey, I can tell him how I'm doing. He'll message me sometimes asking about me, how things are going, and I'll get a message from him. Like I'll send him a message, and within that afternoon, he's responded to me, and I told him about like me losing my job this past year. I worked in the school system. School ends, job ends, that kind of thing. And he's like, I told him, I was like, yeah, that ruins my plans. I was hoping to come to like a convention to meet you. He's like, if I'm ever near you, let me know and I'll send you some tickets. This dude is so cool. Sasuke, Ben Tennyson, fucking wants to help me out like that. Holy shit. Yes, he's Spider-Man too. He in the video games. I forgot about that. Yeah. I tease him about that sometimes. He's a really cool guy. He does okay. I mentioned earlier I love Critical Role. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love role-playing games. I love RPGs. I used to play them all the time. I played Baldur's Gate 2 back in dude, and he's so cool. I'm gonna go, if I ever meet him, before I go, if I ever get a chance to meet him, I'm gonna just print off our chats, go up to him in line and said, show him to him. I was like, hey, do you know this guy? He's like, yeah, that's Nerd. I'm like, that's me, and it's gonna be so cool to actually introduce myself in person. But oh, Duke, yeah, my train of thought. Yeah, I'd like someone mentioned who mentioned it earlier? I meant to. Someone mentioned Jim Cummings. Jim Cummings is like he's the voice of Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Darkwing Duck, Pete from Goof Troop. From what else has he done? Let's see. He's he's Pooh Bear. He's Pete. He's Taz from Looney Tunes. Mentioned Darkwing Duck. I'm looking at his behind the voice stuff. But I grew up watching Winnie the Pooh, and my mom. Is he the singing voice of Scar, or did he do that in The Lion King, or just in like all the other stuff like Lion King 2 and all the TV shows, all the extra stuff like that? Sometimes they won't get Jeremy Irons to come in and voice the character. They'll get someone else cheaper um, to do the characters. But yeah, I remember he was. Let's see what else. I'm seeing a lot of Pete the Cat. He's been doing, but when I was little, when I was like a baby, my mom got me this stuffed Winnie the Pooh that she actually still has. I'm 36, that she still has in her closet. So really, I'll go back and I haven't watched The Lion King in years. I used to lay in bed. I had this little red tape recorder back when Lion King came out. I had the cassette tape. God, I'm old. Of the soundtrack to The Lion King, and I would put this was a thing like maybe half the size of a little book. This tape player, and I'd put it under my pillow and fall asleep listening to Akuna Matata. I always tried to um, rewind it. I haven't seen El Dorado, I think, except one time when it first came out. I love Elton John's song El Dorado from the soundtrack. Really great. I'll go. That's like what Kevin Bacon in it, and I don't. But that girl was giving him the Glug Glug 9000 when they walked in. But what like I said, my mom still has my Winnie the Pooh, and what I'm gonna do if I ever meet someone and have kids, I'm not gonna say, "Hey, mom, you're gonna be a grandmother again." I'm gonna go up to her and say, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna need that Winnie the Pooh back because what I want to do is I want to give my child my Winnie the Pooh." B BG3? Oh, Baldur's Gate. See, I tried to download Baldur's Gate 3, but when I would try to play it, it was so laggy. I could not fix it. I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So I still have it downloaded on my computer. I just don't play it. I play another Forgotten Realms game called Neverwinter. And I have played that RPG for since like 2013 when the game first came out. One of my main character was one of the like original 1,000 characters on in Neverwinter. But like a few years ago, I switched laptops. My old laptop just got ruined. It just got old and just put it out on me. And I downloaded Neverwinter and I could not log in. And the login email that I had on this account was a Yahoo account I'd lost access to 5-6 years ago, or like 10 years ago. But I was so fucking thrilled. A few days ago, I downloaded again, and I'm and they had done something that connected Stream and Arc, so I was able to go and change the email on the account. And I finally, after 2 years of trying to figure out, I was finally able to get back on Neverwinter, on my Neverwinter account. And this character who I had spent years working on, I was finally able to get back. So I've been playing that a little bit. Neverwinter, if you watched Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, Neverwinter is the setting. The setting in the game and the movie are the same. So that scene when, oh, excuse me. There's a scene where Chris Pine and the other members of the party, they're coming down the road and they take a turn in the road and you see this towered city, this huge castle. I start like, oh my God, because it's where I played. It's where I spent hours playing with friends and just going on these great adventures. It's like if a World of Warcraft player sees Azeroth for the first time. It's like, oh my god, a little peek came out, little nerd peek came out. I was so fucking happy. I loved Honor Among Thieves, great movie, and I remember a few months ago, uh, Ricada Law, he was doing an interview, and I'm like, oh, it's an interview. I didn't know who, so I come in like 30 minutes late. It's Ed fucking Greenwood, the author and creator of the Forgotten Realms, the creator of Favorite. This man's writing, to me, it's like Tolkien, Lewis, Greenwood, in my trinity of fucking fantasy writers. God dang allergies. But I sent a super chat to Nick and telling Ed how much Ed Greenwood how much his writing is. It's him and Gary Gygax are the reason we have Dungeons and Dragons. I absolutely loved his writing. Elminster is one of my favorite characters. Great wizard character. See, what else has Jim done? I'm looking. He was Hondo in Star Wars Rebels. That's right. Great character. Love Rebels. To me was like the last good animated Star Wars series. He was Kingpin in Marvel Heroes. That's right. Let me see something. Wonder, what's in a wonder? Oh, let's see. Let's fit video games. These guys are like the voices of my childhood. Oh crap! He did a lot of stuff in Skyrim. A lot of NPCs in Skyrim. But he was Rev in Mass Effect 2. Great game. That's a great game that had a shitty ending. Oh, that's right. He was Fuzzy Lumpkins in Powerpuff Girls. Watch that as a kid. That was fun. It's just I love like animation and the arts, movies, TVs, and stuff like that. It's just so much fun to like. He was Minsk, go for the eyes, boo! In Baldur's Gate. That's right. I think that's Matt Mercer. Now we were talking about Hey, dude, thanks for being here. Hey, leave me a like and share the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Hey, it's you know what? It's a lot easier than you think, man. It's easy. I didn't do it for years because I was nervous and like, oh, this is gonna be crazy. But yeah, you can do it. Yeah, the new Minsk from Baldur's Gate 3 is Matt Mercer. We were talking about someone mentioned Critical Role earlier, but see, this is I just love like nerding out about this stuff because no one in my family likes this shit. I'm the nerd in the family. Yep, creators support creators. That needs to be a fucking t-shirt. Oh, that's great. Creators support creators. But it's but yeah, I'm actually going to wind this down. I usually go for about an hour. We've been going for about an hour and 15. This I'm trying to stomach the Alkalite. I just it's just a trudge to watch those movies and then have to suffer through or watch those shows and then have to review them. But so yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I just wanted to stream. No, I've been thinking about stuff like that. It's like one thing I say here, Duke, is and I truly believe this. You know, for everybody, is find your passion and nerd out about it. That means find something you love and get excited about it. Screw what other people think. And to nerd out about something is not just comics or the arts, or it's anything. It's sports. Be a sports nerd. I'll check that out. I'll check out Fourth Wall. Yeah, that sounds good. That could help me probably a lot if that ever got going on. But yeah, when I say find your passion and nerd out about it, I'm not talking about like geeky stuff. Be a football nerd. Be a painting nerd. Be a nerd out about anything you love, and don't apologize for it. That's why I say find your passion and nerd out about it. Don't apologize for it. So, winding that down. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. The great conversations. I really enjoy this. This is, to me, it's a way to you see, yeah, I get like that with Dungeons and Dragons. That's one thing I can majorly nerd out about it. I actually have an old series called D&D Horror Stories, Nightmares from the Gaming Table, where I find on Reddit, I share from Reddit these gaming horror stories, and I kind of give my opinion on how to fix them. Cool. But thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. So as I always say, I'm the nerd of the Outpost. Find your passion and nerd out about it. I'm gone.
Lost in space, I found my police. In this outpost of silence, to my way. Binary code run through my veins. With every beat and beep, I feel no pain.
Scratch that. Guys, I gotta show my friends. You know, if you love like conspiracy theories, like how hold on, I almost forgot. If you love conspiracy theories, like the way the world really works, check out my boy Winning Reality. Great stuff, great thought-provoking stuff. I completely forgot about this. Ugh. I was nerding out so much I forgot to show my friends. So check out Winning Reality. Great stuff. Really smart cat. Really makes you think. Really loves talking to you. And all two other things before we check out. My girl Shelly, Talking Trash and Truth. Check her out. Support her. She really needs it. Good man, Wookie. Beat me to it. So I'm going to share her channel link. My girl Shelly, she has such an amazing story, amazing life, some really cool stories. She's going through a big change. She's leaving. The Jersey girl's leaving Jersey and moving to Pennsylvania. And then finally, check out my boy T-Rex Trucking and More. If you want to see the country along the roads of truckers, if you want to see the roads that the truckers that support our country, that are the backbone of our country, if you want some amazing, relaxing ASMR streams, check out my boy T-Rex Trucking and More. So on that, as I always say, I'm the nerd of the Outpost. Thank you all for being here. Find your passion and nerd out about it. This time for real.
Lost in space, I found my police. In this outpost of silence, to my way. Binary code run through my veins. With every beat and beep, I feel no pain. signing off, it's time to go. Goodbye, my nerdy friends, see you later. I know through the stars we've shared this ride, but now it's time to say goodbye, farewell.